how crazy are Russian cheating stings? At first she just thought her boyfriend was acting weird, but she didn't expect her future father-in-law to be the first one caught on camera, and the person he was cheating with, let's just say, it's beyond words. She just wanted to figure out her own relationship, but she ended up destroying someone else's family. The twists and turns in this story are so wild, even TV dramas wouldn't dare to go this far. Now, let's follow our cheater catching squad and watch the live action unfold. First, let's start with our main character Irina. She's been with her boyfriend for 4 years. The boyfriend also comes from a wealthy family. They were planning to get married, but because his father passed away early, his mom and stepdad don't approve of the relationship, so the wedding's been delayed until now. But now, she suspects her boyfriend might be seeing another woman. Irina said lately her boyfriend's been acting very different. He used to tell her everything, even fed her breakfast, and called her my sweetie. But the biggest problem is, Irina's sister saw him hugging another woman at a club, so the cheater squad decided to help her find out who the mistress is. But they needed her to cooperate and install cameras everywhere. Since they didn't have enough info, they could only wait and watch the footage. When Irina's boyfriend, Jimmy, came over to see her, from the outside, they still looked pretty close. But after some deeper conversation, Jimmy got up and left. Could he be going to meet another woman? The cheater squad followed him the whole way. But in the end, Jimmy went home. And by the way, the squad isn't just 3 people. They've got a whole team behind them. Turns out, Jimmy went home to talk with his mom about marriage. But since he doesn't get along with his step, he called his mom outside for a private talk. He wanted her to sell their old house and buy a new one for his wedding. But his mom's never liked Irina as a daughter-in-law. She thinks Irina's only after their money. Jimmy believes it's all his stepdad's influence. So he went straight home and started an argument with him.
А это не тебе решать, кто тут что продавать будет. Все мать зарабатывает, так что ты тут...
After saying that, Jimmy stormed out without looking back. Then he went to meet a friend to vent, seeing how close they were, hugging and everything. At first, I thought maybe Jimmy had different tastes. But later, turns out I was just overthinking. When the squad thought there wouldn't be much action today, that's when the real drama started to unfold.
Да, зашел отчим Глеба, но или очень похож на него мужчина, могли спутать, посмотрите.
After the team leader checked the footage, yep, it was definitely Jimmy's stepdad.
Привет.
Валер, ну надоело, честное слово. А ты приходишь раз в неделю, поиграешься с ним и уходишь. А ко мне приходишь, когда тебе надо, и все.
Я уже вообще ничего не понимаю.
So it turns out the future father-in-law was involved with her sister. But the next lines were even more shocking.
Нужны мне никакие деньги. Уходи от нее и все.
Николь, по крайней мере, в равных долях с этими.
Even a blind person could see what was happening now. For the past 2 years, the stepdad had been planning to grab all of Jimmy's mom's inheritance and then run off with Irina's sister. At this point, the cheater squad couldn't even watch anymore. I couldn't either, honestly, so don't watch it. Then, the squad called Irina, even though it was painful. She had to be told the truth, but the worst part wasn't even that. The stepdad was planning to take Jimmy's family fortune and dump his mom. Kind-hearted Irina saw through her sister's true colors and decided to both help protect Jimmy's family assets and plan some payback for the stepdad and her sister. She arranged to meet Jimmy and his mom at a cafe. At first, the mom thought Irina was just bringing a friend to confront her, but when they told her the truth and showed Jimmy's mom the recordings, her whole world collapsed. She thought he had always genuinely cared for her, but it was all just a scheme to get the money. After the mom went to cool off, Jimmy's head was spinning. He didn't know what to think at that moment. But this wasn't the time to reflect. It was time to figure out how to turn the tables on these 2 scoundrels. The next part of the story was like a soap opera. Jimmy's mom straight up arranged for Jimmy and Irina to get engaged, while acting totally casual about it. She even said she'd introduce her boyfriend to Irina's sister, an older friend of hers who had just retired. His sarcastic tone made the stepdad feel a little off, but he still tried to stay strong and composed.
Ой, что-то мне ногу свело. Слушайте, давайте остановимся.
They purposely stopped in a secluded spot, and the real action was about to begin.
Чего? Как нога твоя?
Ну ничего, хорошо. Замечательно, любовное гнездышко.
Я думаю, нам пора вмешаться. Ребят,
Мы начинаем.
И ты иди к своему любовничку.
A bunch of cameras were aimed straight at them. Even a fool could see they'd been exposed.
Вы все
The man's stepdad started cursing everyone in the cheater squad, and now everyone was getting to know him. But he didn't give up. He still tried to make excuses. He claimed he still loved his wife. and it was only his son being lazy and chasing women that led him here. But obviously, nothing he said mattered anymore. Even if he did, he at least still had a young, beautiful woman, and they had a child together. Then his wife said something that completely broke him.
Это не твой ребенок. Помнишь, мы с тобой, когда только поженились, ребеночка хотели завести, анализы сдавали. Так вот, ты бесплоден.
The level of shock here was off the charts. Now Irina's sister was panicking, and the stepdad was completely dumbfounded. He even sold the only Jeep he owned, because it was part of joint property and in a marriage. Cheating meant he could only walk away with nothing. Now, the older woman, his wife didn't want him. The young woman's pregnancy wasn't even his. He had literally nothing left. Finally, Jimmy's family could live happily ever after. Alright, that's it for this episode. We'll see you next time. Don't forget to like and subscribe.